Today we'll be working on a 2005 Volkswagen Passat. This one has the 2.0 turbo diesel, and we need to clean the EGR. It's got 75,000 miles, and I believe it was never cleaned. I am actually the second owner. So the procedure to do this, first of all, there's a cover here that I already removed. You have one bolt here, 1, 2, 3 bolts. You will need a pick to remove this, which is on top of the cover, to access the bolts, and I believe they are 10 millimeter. And here, you also need to remove this cover. Do the same thing. Pull the cap with a screwdriver. You take these screws out, bolt screws. Okay, the bolts are out. Took the cover, put it to the side. Now you can see the EGR a lot better. So now we're gonna take the plug, pigtail. So you just put this in here, like so. Squeeze it, pull it. Let me show you a little different. Okay, put it back in. Show you the trick how to take these out so you don't break them. Okay. Because it wasn't recording properly. So you put this in there, pull it like this, and then pull it out. And that's it. And this, we're just gonna leave it on the side, like that. Tuck in there so it doesn't get in our way. Okay, to remove these 3 bolts, you got one here, one down here, and one here. To remove these, we're gonna use a 6 millimeter 6-point. So I just removed it from here because obviously there's no room in here. So I took it out from here. Now there's different sizes. They got the longer ones. They actually will work here. So there's a few inches longer, but right now I'm just going to use these, what I have. So I'm going to use a 1/4 inch that fits right in there, like that. Then we can put this in there. I'm going to use the ratchet to loosen the bolt. So that's 1, 2, and the third one is right here somewhere. You can actually see it from here. From the angle you can see a lot better where the bolt is. Right there. Make sure the hexagon key is in, otherwise he will strip it, and then you're gonna have a tough time removing that bolt. There we go. Okay, so this is the 3rd bolt that I'm taking out. I already got all the bolts out, so I want to film the whole procedure because it just takes too long. So now all the 3 bolts are out. So now you can see, just want to come out. It's normal. They're just stuck on there. So right here we got 2 pry bars. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, or maybe both. So what I want to do is actually break it loose. Just going to set it in between. Okay. If they break loose, you can see right over here, crease in between. But just gonna have a challenge pulling these things out. You want to do it gentle because you might be full. So we don't know how this one is, but the last car, which is over there, that one was completely clogged. So let's see how this one is. I know this one's clogged because it won't come out. It comes out very hard, so it's got a lot of deposit. See this crap falling down. Problems. This right here, it's in a way, the cover. So I might have to take out this filter, the air box, maybe not. Let's give it a try again. Maybe not. So I guess we found out what the problem was in this car. You can see it's just completely clogged. Completely. I'm trying to film inside so I can show you how the particles are in there. Now I'm holding a flashlight so you can see a little bit better inside. The parts that actually fell off the EGR, that must be removed. Now on this side, nothing's gonna fall in, which, flashlight. Okay, on this side, it won't fall nowhere. But on this side, you have up to right here, and it's just gonna start falling into your intake. Which the valves are. You don't want that in there. So this, you must get it out. The best way is with a vacuum, because the vacuum actually scrape, and the vacuum sucks the particles or the soot or carbon, whatever that is. But this one, that's not good. That's just completely clogged, meaning it never worked. I don't see how it worked. Doesn't look like, because right here it's supposed to be free. This pin's supposed to come out, okay, and I see no breakage here where it actually works. So that's why this car, when you start it, it would have like kind of like a misfire or not running properly because of this EGR. So we're gonna start cleaning that out. See though. That should not be there. I have to set this down. It's just too hard to break through it. Anyways, you get the idea. Just gotta clean this out thoroughly. Make sure that there's no deposit in there so the EGR can work properly. So we're just gonna keep on doing this so pretty much the whole EGR is clean. So far, I use no solvent, just a few brushes, a couple brushes right here that I used. Just these two brushes and a pick. Just make sure with a pick you don't go hard right in here where the actual valve closes. Same here. I just used the brush, just went in there and just clean it. You can see there's still some stuff coming out, but regardless, it's better than what it was. You can see now it's actually clean in here. Here too, you want to make sure. See, there's still more deposit right here. Let me show you. That right there. You don't really have to take that out, but I guess you might as well clean it as good as you can. Still better than before, I guess. This should work a lot better. So we're just gonna use some brake cleaner, get it in there a little bit. I thought it'll clean it any better, but just to get some of the stuff from where the actual valve closes. I was trying to plug this in, turn the ignition on, hoping this would open, but it only opens when the car is running. So this one, I tried to push on it and it won't work because it's actually electronic or has an electric motor. And if you try to press this hard, you might damage the electric motor. So I'm just gonna clean it as best as we can and put it back in. Okay, to show you guys how this actually works, we unplugged, since we have two vehicles or a vehicle that has the same motor engine, we unplugged it and set it in our other EGR. So you can see the original, or on this engine we didn't mess, just unplugged the harness and plugged it into our second EGR, which is off that car right there. And I will show you how the EGR actually works. Now you can see it's open. What this does, it allows the motor to heat up a lot quicker. It goes through the EGR, which right here you got a cooler plate. Antifreeze goes through, and then through the antifreeze you have the fumes that come from the exhauster here back into the intake, and that's your EGR. And this doesn't allow the exhaust to smell as bad, and it heats up the motor a lot quicker. Since this one didn't open, because this one opened, but this pipe is actually still cold. It's supposed to be warm, because it allows the fumes to actually go through here into the intake. I will show you when we shut it off. See, the valve just closed. So now, I guess, since this can stay open, I can actually clean it a little bit inside with a rag or something soft like copper, or what they call those brushes. Brass brush. You can actually clean it inside, and then we'll clean the ring and the valve pretty good, so it can have a good seal. Because you want this to be 100% sealed. Because this is not 100% sealed. Remember, these things only work at idle. Once you boost or you step on the gas, these things close. When these close, it actually builds boost into your intake. And if this was to be open a little bit, it would just push all the boost back through the exhaust. So this must be 100% sealed in order to get proper boost and work properly without loss of power. So this is, I'm not going to turn the vacuum on because it's loud, but you put the vacuum in there, and with a pick, you just scrape, make sure you remove, or it pulls into the vacuum all the excessive or extra carbon or soot, whatever you want to call it. See, all that. See right here, it's quite a bit. All that must be removed out. Here it is after I clean it with the vacuum. Nice and better, cleaner. Now we're going to get ready to install the EGR back. Grab yourself some 100% petroleum jelly. Set it on the rubber ring around like this. Alright, that's nice and lubed. I'm just gonna set this back in here. Just like that. Should go in pretty easy. That's it. I'm just gonna put the bolts back on. And this is the last bolt. That's it. Plug in the harness. You have to set the cover back on. And I'm going to put the bolts back on. When you put this on, it only goes in one way with the nipple. There's the engine. Just like that. And you put the second one, which I don't have, and then you will put the cover back on the motor with the 3 bolts, 10mm, and then put the cap back on, and that's it. Thanks for watching.